you eat? Do you like tortillas and stuff?
I think the common misconception always is that Mexico represents all of Latin America. I'll eat a taco and somebody might say, all right, hey, it's your food, huh? I'm like, no.
It's kind of funny because in Paraguay it's easier to find Japanese or Chinese food than it is to find any Mexican food at all.
People always think it's funny when I say I don't like spicy food. So I often get, well, you should like spicy food, and I look at them and I'm like, why should I like spicy food?
I feel like just a lot is lost when you see someone from a certain perspective and you don't really like acknowledge that there is much more to the person.
Well, most people don't know what Paraguay is. I've been called, maybe I was from the Middle East or I was Jewish.
I would get questions like, so, tell me what it's like to grow up in an African American community. And I would look at them and say, well, I don't know. And they'd say, well, what do you mean you don't know? And I would say, well, it's because I'm not black. And they're like, what? You're not? Well, what are you then?
A lot of the times when I say that I am Hispanic, that I am Latino, Mexican, they don't believe me.
People are very intrigued about my upbringing and maybe assuming that I grew up in a rough environment, that I had some experience with gangs or anything like that. Just these random questions.
We don't all speak Spanish. It doesn't make us any less of a Latino. I'm a child of the 70s, so back then to have an accent means you didn't get a good job. So my parents wanted us to learn English first.
Me and my siblings never learned Spanish fluently. So that becomes kind of an uncomfortable situation for us when we're rubbing shoulders with other Latinos and they're like, you're Puerto Rican and you don't speak Spanish. Or people will say, well, you're not really Hispanic.
I don't fit in even the stereotypes amongst ourselves in Paraguay. I don't really fit the Paraguayan mold very much. In my town, they'd always call me the American. So that already kind of was one pretty obvious sign. But yeah, I'm still Paraguayan.
The place we live in was predominantly Roman Catholic. We would hear the bells, we would hear the donkey just across the road. I feel like when people look at me, it's not like a flurry of those images come to mind, it's just they see the person who's in front of them. They see a white American looking kid. They build off of what they see.
I know it's not coming from a place of malice. It's more coming from a place of ignorance.
Here in the States, even though I don't really conform to I don't really look Hispanic, very much, I still feel like I need to conform to American stereotypes. American society has really ingrained stereotypes.
In all reality, I grew up in a stable home. My mother and father were present. They were overprotective. So I think maybe I disappointed some people as I walked into school and they wanted to know about my crazy testimony. My testimony is amazing because I'm reconciled to Christ.
Not all Latinos and Latinas are the same.
I'm definitely not a stereotype.
We're quite different.